There has been an enormous increase in marketing. We have direct TV advertising. We have the drug companies spend over $10,000 per doctor in the United States to push their products.
The only thing a psychoactive agent can do to a child's brain is disrupt it. That's why we're against having kids drink alcohol and smoke cigarettes. It's why we have very strict punishments for selling illegal drugs to children. Because we have a sense that there's something that should be inviolable about the growth and development of the child's brain. Yet we put toxins into their brains at extraordinarily high concentrations in the name of psychiatric treatment, so that our children's brains literally grow up adapting to a bath of toxicity. Now, often, the initial psychiatric drug is the beginning of a lifelong dependence on psychiatric drugs. The child will never become free.
If you have kids, do you know where they are right now? Maybe they're in school, which probably makes you feel pretty good. But the documentary The War on Kids will shake you of that illusion, taking you inside the utter dysfunction of the American public school system, where a fear and loathing of kids has transformed our schools into prisons, complete with metal detectors and armed security. Every student is treated like a criminal, where failure to conform can earn you a drug-induced lobotomy. Forget about Paranormal Activity. If you have children, The War on Kids may be the scariest movie you see all year. While it's natural for kids to not like school, The War on Kids shows that kids are currently enduring a level of persecution that would have been unimaginable just 20 years ago. A big reason is zero-tolerance policies towards drugs, weapons, and violence, which on the surface sound like a good idea. But as the film shows, these policies quickly got out of hand, with kids being suspended for bringing nail files or mouthwash to school, drawing pictures of guns, or infamously, the little boy who was suspended for pointing a chicken finger at a teacher and saying "pow." Many of these zero-tolerance policies started as anti-drug measures, then grew even harsher in the wake of the Columbine shooting and those that followed. Violence at school is a legitimate concern, but by trying to keep kids safe from a few dangerous ones, our school system is treating all kids like potential super predators and has turned schools into prisons. That means constant monitoring by surveillance cameras, armed cops roaming the halls, and a prison's tightly regimented schedule. It also means that minor incidents that used to be handled by the school are now handled by the police, where a kid in a shoving match can be charged with felony assault. That can mean jail time, losing the right to vote, and throwing away any chance of going to college. And as the film makes sure to point out, zero-tolerance policies and high suspension rates do nothing to improve academic achievement, and actually hurt it. Another one of the film's villains is over-medication. As several of the educators and experts in the film attest, it's the kids who question authority, are full of energy, and have restless minds who usually end up being the most creative, intelligent, and rewarding students. But instead of giving these kids the extra attention they need to help them channel their energy and learn to rebel in constructive ways, many are diagnosed as having ADHD or some other brain malfunction, requiring them to be drugged into a passive haze, which can lead to a lifetime of chemical dependency. But when one expert reads the official medical symptoms of ADHD, it's just a list of behaviors that annoy teachers, like fidgeting, talking back, being unfocused or impatient, in essence, being a regular kid. The War on Kids also reveals that 90% of the world's Ritalin prescriptions are filled in the US, which coincidentally is the country where drug companies can make the most money due to our lack of socialized medicine. What's worse, many of these psychoactive drugs fail to prevent and sometimes even cause the behaviors parents fear most, evidenced by the fact that so many kids who commit suicide or are involved in school shootings are either on, getting off of, or manipulating medications. European countries like England have banned the use of psychotropic drugs on children. Yet in the US, approximately 4 million kids are on Ritalin, which can do serious long-term damage to young, developing brains and bodies. But the War on Kids doesn't just point the finger at one or two culprits, because in the end, it's our entire approach to education that's screwed up. We put kids in prisons for 13 years, controlling their every thought, movement, and action, even when and if they can use the bathroom. We take away nearly all of their rights, drug them, humiliate them, and deluge them with homework so even their free time isn't free. We squelch their curiosity, creativity, originality, and capacity for free thinking. And then at graduation, we expect them to be entrepreneurs, outside-the-box thinkers, and contributors to a vibrant democracy. What does that say about us as a country? In interviews with high school kids in the film, they're painfully aware of how our police-state education system is ruining their lives, as if just being a teenager didn't suck enough already. Or as one expert puts it, why would any kid want to wake up every morning and go to jail? I'm Jonathan Kim, and this is a ReThink Review.